Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be taking a look back at AEW Revolution March 9th, 2024 from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. AEW Revolution began with the music of Adam Hangman Page. But the music only lasted about 30 seconds, and then out came Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. Not sure what that is about, but the pay-per-view is beginning hot as MJF goes one-on-one with Adam Hangman Page. The match begins with a brawl between the two in the middle of the ring. The crowd was very into this match, so many chants including "This is awesome." Page hits the buckshot lariat but only gets a 2 count. Then they battle to the outside and it looks like Page is going to hit a tombstone, but MJF reverses it, then hits a running tombstone into a seated chair. Oh my. I don't think I've ever seen that maneuver in the wrestling business. The ref starts the count, but Hangman makes it back into the ring just before the 10 count. They battle back and forth, and Adam Page hits the deadlift. Then Page steps out into the apron for the 5th and final time as he finally hits the buckshot lariat. 1, 2, 3. Adam Hangman Page picks up the victory over Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And the next contest was for the TBS Championship as the champion, Mercedes Moné, the CEO, defends against Momo Watanabe. Nobody really thinks Momo has a shot in hell to win the championship. And actually, this is a rematch from a match that apparently nobody has seen a few years ago, as they fought in New Japan for the Strong title, which Momo lost. And surprise, surprise, Momo loses again. I'm not sure why AEW isn't pushing one of their own talents into a rivalry with Moné, where they can get a couple great matches and build someone instead of giving someone a title match that works in New Japan or Stardom. Moné was actually getting multiple chants during this match, probably because people are not familiar with Momo. This match did go on for quite a long time, but in the end, Moné hit the moneymaker. 1, 2, 3, Mercedes Moné successfully defends the TBS Championship. The next match was a number 1 contenders match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship as Swerve Strickland goes one-on-one with Ricochet. Whose house? Ricochet wears the robe down to the ring and puts it on the corner post right before the match begins. They battle to the outside and Swerve gets on top of Ricochet, raining down left hands. And Nana goes up to Swerve to tell him to get it in the ring. That's where he wins the match. And Swerve shoves down Prince Nana. And Prince Nana looks absolutely shocked, and Swerve says, "Sorry, accident." But Nana is furious, and he leaves, and as he's walking up, he turns around and flips the bird to Swerve. And Swerve looks perplexed. But as the action continued, Swerve hit the Swerve Stomp for the 1, 2. Ricochet kicked out. Then out of nowhere, Prince Nana showed up and took back the robe off the ring post. And then Ricochet and Prince Nana had a tug-of-war over the robe, which Nana won, but then Nana turned around and Ricochet hits Nana with a suicide dive. Ricochet then grabs the robe, puts it back on, and gets back in the ring. As the match continues, Nana jumps up on the apron and grabs the robe again, and he's pulling it off Ricochet, and off the distraction, Swerve Strickland hits not 1 but 2 host calls. And then Swerve hits the big pressure for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Swerve Strickland is the number 1 contender for the AEW World Championship. Alright, and the next contest was for the Continental Championship as the champion, the Rainmaker, Okada, defends against Brody King. This was a good match, but unfortunately was just thrown together with not much build-up for the match, as it is a title match. And like a lot of the matches tonight, it's very obvious who's gonna win the contest. But the finish saw Okada bring in a chair, which the referee took away. And as the ref was tossing the chair out of the ring, Okada grabbed the championship and hit Brody King in the head with the championship belt. Okada only got a 2 count, but then he picked Brody King back up and hit the Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. Okada retains the Continental Championship. So it looks like what they're doing is they're just passing time until at All Out we see champion versus champion Kenny Omega against Okada All In. The next contest was for the AEW World Tag Team Champions as the champions, the Hurt Syndicate, defended against the Outrunners. This was a pretty one-sided match, pretty much dominated as the Hurt Syndicate successfully defended the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The Hurt Syndicate made quick work of the Outrunners, but who will get the next tag team title shot? Whatever happened to the grizzled young veterans? The next contest was the one I personally have been waiting for. It's the Hollywood ending for the AEW World Women's Championship. The champion, Timeless Toni Storm, defends against your favorite and mine, the Glamour, Mariah May. So this is the rubber match. They each have won one apiece. And this match was bananas. The match begins with Mariah attacking Toni on the entrance ramp while she's making her entrance. Toni spears Mariah off the stage into the canvas, going through 2 tables. Oh my! Back in the ring, Mariah May busts Toni Storm wide open. Then Storm grabs a bucket from underneath the ring and it's shredded glass. Jungle Boy, how you feeling about the glass? Then Storm and Mariah May wrap their hands and attach glass to their knuckles. They swing at each other, but Mariah misses, but Toni doesn't, hitting May with her knuckles filled with glass, and it busts Mariah May wide open. Both women are bloody messes. Storm then whips Mariah May with the championship belt over and over. Then Toni Storm whips out the shoe that Mariah May attacked her all those months ago. She hits her with the shoe and then she hits the Storm Zero on the stage. 1, 2, 3. Timeless Toni Storm retains the AEW Women's Championship. Our next contest was for the International Championship as the champion Takeshita defends against Kenny Omega. This was a great contest, probably better than their first 2 matches a few months ago where Takeshita picked up victories. In both of those contests, Don Callis on the outside hit Omega a few times, which looked super poor. But what do you expect from the Don Callis? Apparently it was a no DQ match because Takeshita dropped Omega on his head onto a table that was upside down, but no DQ was ever called. This was a hell of a contest going back and forth with the people chanting "Fight Forever." But unfortunately for them, they did not fight forever because Don Callis tried to get involved in the match again, but it backfired as Kenny Omega rolled up Takeshita for the 1, 2, 3. And Kenny Omega has become the new international champion. And the next contest was inside the steel cage as Will Ospreay went one-on-one with his former best friend Kyle Fletcher. This was undoubtedly the match of the evening. They went back and forth and then Ospreay's face was ran into the steel cage, busting him wide open. Then Fletcher licks Ospreay's blood off the cage. Oh my! Shortly then after, Ospreay repaid the favor by throwing Fletcher into the cage, busting him wide open. So both men have been bloodied in this steel cage match. Then out of nowhere, Mark Davis appears, throwing in a bag of weapons into the steel cage. Ospreay ends up getting a hold of the bag, and he goes into the bag and he whips out a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. Ospreay does the bang bang Cactus Jack style. Fletcher then hits Ospreay with a low blow and he gets a hold of the bat and swings, but he misses Ospreay. Ospreay then hits a Stormbreaker, but out of nowhere Mark Davis is in the cage and he attacks Ospreay, choking him out cold, and it looks like the match is about over. But then as they pick Ospreay up, he takes out both members, hitting one with a Poison Rana. Then Ospreay wraps his elbow in barbed wire and he lays thumbtacks all over the canvas. Then Will Ospreay hits a style clutch on Fletcher into the thumbtacks. Oh my goodness! Then they climb to the very top of the cage, where Will Ospreay grabs Fletcher and hits a Spanish fly from the top of the cage to the canvas going on top of the thumbtacks. Then Ospreay picks up Fletcher and hits the Tiger Driver 91. 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay wins the steel cage match. Oh my, what a match it was. Then it was time for the main event of the evening for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, as the champion Jon Moxley defended against the Rated R superstar Cope. So after all of these outstanding matches, this is our main event, and there is zero chance this match will be able to follow the steel cage match. So these two battle back and forth until Jon Moxley grabs a steel chair, tries to bring it into the ring, but the referee says no. Then Moxley says screw you, and the ref gets knocked down. He's out cold on the outside. Then Mox put Edge's head on one of the steel chairs, goes to the outside and grabs a second chair. Looks like Mox is gonna go for the concerto, but Edge escapes the concerto shot. Then out of nowhere, Wheeler Yuta comes down and he gets into the ring, and who's he gonna hit? He hits Cope. He hits Cope with the running knee. Then out of nowhere, here comes Jay White to even up the odds. Jay White takes out Yuta. White grabs the briefcase and he looks like he's gonna hit Mox, but Mox ducks and Jay White takes out the Rated R superstar. Then Yuta and White battle to the back, and out of nowhere, here comes Christian Cage. Christian pulls out the contract, signs it, and this match is officially a triple threat for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Christian hits Edge with the spear. 1, 2, Edge kicks out. Then out of nowhere, Mox gets back in the ring and puts a sleeper on Christian, and shockingly, that is how this match ends. Christian goes out cold, and Mox successfully defends the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. After such a great pay-per-view, what a shitty ending to the main event. And as Jon Moxley is walking to the back, he's approached by Prince Nana, saying Swerve is your next title contender. Then out of nowhere, Swerve from the balcony leaps, taking all security and Moxley out. And AEW Revolution ends with Swerve Strickland standing tall. Whose house?